Hello and welcome to a Sunday preview. Wait, no, sorry. Hello and welcome to a
Friday preview?
That literally just came out. Sorry.
Oh, I thought it was a
No,
joke.
that wasn't a bit. Hello and welcome to a Sunday preview. Wait, no, sorry.
Wait, it's Josh. It's Friday.
Oh, so we had our Warhammer preview this time for the Warhammer Grand Tournament.
Yeah, the World Champs.
Good luck, Kevin.
Yep.
You know where you are. I mean, it's a narrative, but good luck, have fun, I guess.
Yeah.
And we had all the stuff that wasn't in the previews over the last year has all been put into here.
Yep. All of the negative stuff that we've been like, wow, this preview sucked. Wow, this preview sucked. This one's why. It's because this one's good.
all the good juice.
Yep.
All the good preview juice has gone into this one.
Oh yes, the preview juice.
Delicious preview juice. Starting off with, I guess we better get into it because we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
We have a lot to talk about. Let's talk about nothing new.
Yes.
However, nothing bad either. So
still mildly exciting. I actually kind of like some of this stuff.
Same. So Old World is getting its next round of new old folks. In this case, it's the Empire of Man. So if you don't know, the Empire of Men are where all the normal men live. They're kind of vaguely German-coded.
Yeah.
I mean, the place is called Reichland. It's the River Reich.
It's Bretonia, but the other ones.
Well, no, don't say that. You'll insult them. But no, Bretonia is France-coded.
Well, yeah, but they're still humans.
Sure. But these are very much humans. Because Bretonia, is humans, but, being a Grail Knight, you are superhuman. You drink from the Grail and you get infinite life. And...
Sorry, I realize nobody can see me rolling my eyes on this.
These are human humans. Also, they have guns.
Fair enough.
And guns on tanks.
Ooh.
So I do like that rather than just reusing a bunch of old photos, because most of the old photos were painted in the red and white scheme of Reichland.
Oh, okay.
This is blue and white, which I think might just stand for, is this Midland? I don't know. Leave in the comments if you know what this blue and white scheme is, because I actually don't know, or if this is just the Empire at the time.
Wait, they repainted these?
I
didn't just dust off models that have been in the closet for 25
I'm fairly
years?
certain these are painted, yes.
Nice.
So, of course, you have the Arcane Journal, Empire of Man, which is you would need to, play.
Mm-hmm.
And some returning plastic kits, some of which have not been in the game since Age of Sigmar launched, which is why I'm personally excited.
Yep.
So now over here on the left, we have the, this was the Free Guild General on Griffin, and now it's just the General of Empire on Imperial Griffin.
Yes.
Now, this kit could also build the two-headed Mage on Griffin.
Yes.
We'll see if that stays true.
It was in the video.
Okay, good.
It was in the video.
I was not able to watch the video.
Yeah, that kit is gorgeous.
Yes.
I might pick that up because it is...
I have one from
nice.
Because it used to be in Age of Sigmar until this last book.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I have one. It's one of my favorite ones. It's also Carl Franz on Deathclaw is what it was at the end of.
Carl Franz.
Yep, and he had a great helmet, which is his helmet was like one of those beaky helmets with a griffin on top of it. It was great.
So it had a beak, and then on top of it was
yes,
another
and
beak?
then another on top was a griffin, and he was on a griffin.
Nice.
Great model. But more new, I guess, we have an engineer and a captain of the Empire. These have not been seen for quite a long time.
Those are definitely older kits.
Right. Each of which is a pair of mounted and on-foot commanders. So Commanders of the Empire set is a pair of mounted on-foot commanders joined by an engineer and captain of the Empire. They don't have pictures for all of these. They did in the preview, I think, but they don't have them all up here.
Yeah.
A lot of these models have not been seen since the olden days.
So
I'm
10 years ago?
Now, more recent, you've got the state troops and state missile troops.
Yes.
So state troops are either halberdiers, spearmen, or sword and board.
Yeah. Your classic schmucks.
Yep, these were Free Guild Guard until very recently. The range troops can either be crossbowmen or handgunners. Flagellants are actually still available on sale in the GW store for Cities of Sigmar. They haven't even gone away yet.
That's pretty funny.
Great swords, which were just removed. Archers, which have not been around for a long time. And Free Guild, Free Company Militia, which have not been around for a long time.
Wow, there's a whole bunch of kits.
Yep.
And all of this is plastic, which is great.
Yep. You've got the mortar and cannon, and the Hellblaster volley gun, and the Hellstorm rocket battery. So these were in Age of Sigmar when Cities of Sigmar got its first book.
Yeah.
So these were some of them, but the cannon wasn't, and the mortar wasn't.
Interesting.
These two were because it was one kit.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of old returning plastics.
Very cool.
Which is, it's good to see these back in plastic again.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. They kind of hold up. They are older humans. The thing about the Empire troops, though, is that they're kind of supposed to look a little grody.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to look super neat and clean, so the fact that their faces are all a little messed up just makes them fit. It just works.
It's just how they are.
They're not supposed to have teeth or shoes.
See, I like these better than the Bretonia models. Personally.
Yeah, I think they're a little newer.
Yeah. And then we get to the mounts.
Yes. So you have the Empire Knights, who have not been around for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Pistolers and Outriders, which were in Age of Sigmar until this book.
Oh, okay.
And I have some of these. And Demigryph Knights, which, again...
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
Great models. Glad to see them back.
Yep.
This is I say new one, an old one.
Yep.
This is
a blast from the past.
Yeah, this is not... So this is the War Altar of Sigmar. This is not the Hurricanum /
Right.
Lunarch.
Because the Hurricanum was a different kit.
It's not even left.
Yeah.
This is the War Altar. He also used to be Volkmar the Grim, if you could build him like that.
Gotcha. I cannot believe how big that griffin on the back is.
I love it. I want one of these just for that. It's just so...
That's ridiculous.
It's so silly. I love it. And, of course, the Steam Tank, which is, it's a Steam Tank.
A classic.
And it holds up pretty well.
Oh, my God, that says Nuln.
Okay, so is that what it is? Nuln? Is Nuln white and blue? I thought
Maybe.
Nuln and Whistleland was red and black, but I could be wrong. Nuln is where all the guns are made.
So that's why Nuln oil.
Yes, is oil
That makes
from
sense.
Nuln. Yes.
Sorry, again, I keep rolling my eyes.
Learning the deep lore.
Yeah.
And then we get to some Forge World resin, which made me not excited to see that tagline. However...
These kits are actually really good.
Yeah, so these are the... These three up here are the Empire of Man command set, which is the General, Standard Bearer, and a Doomsayer or something like that.
He about to throw that axe.
Yeah. I really like the General and this guy over here.
Yeah, I do too.
Very ostentatious, very ornate.
Very demure.
Then you've got the War Wagon and the Engineer armed with the Empire Hochland Long Rifle.
That's a sniper.
Yep, it is a sniper rifle. That's also...
That's a medieval sniper rifle.
Yep, that is the best Forge Necromunda hired gun that we have.
Yeah, with that
There you go.
ridiculous facial hair.
Yeah, the Necromunda hired gun sniper. There you go.
Yeah,
for your
perfect.
outcasts. Exiled noble, that's what I was trying to say. I like how he's writing while he's doing this.
Yeah.
That's a common theme for today.
It is. Well, we'll see that later.
So it does say this is only available on a made-to-order basis.
Yes, that's what it says.
Which means limited time? Or just
Probably.
always... I mean, it's not going to be always made to order, right? So
Probably not. It's probably going to be limited.
it says this kit, which is just the raw long rifle. So I think the War Wagon will just be available.
Okay, that'd be nice.
They said it's remastered, which means it's kind of like... What was the other one they did that with? The Trebuchet?
The Trebuchet, and there was some more Khemri kits.
Yes.
That
They've been redone in addition to being recast.
Oh, the one birds where there was two before. And they recast the
Flock
third one.
of... I can never pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't
DJ whatever.
DJ Flock a lot.
It's like Flock of Gem or something like that. Anyway, Harbinger of Doom is this guy.
Oh, he should have a giant sign that says the end is nigh.
I mean, great kit, badge contents. Put a sandwich board on him.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then we got some metals. So this is interesting to me. So first off, you've got Standard Bearer. This is a Witch Hunter in metal. I own this model, but he's resin.
Ooh,
Because that was from the days where they just took their metal kits
And poured resin in it?
and poured resin in it, and it sucked.
Yeah.
So I might actually get this guy in metal instead. It's a wonderful kit. He's just a fantastic model.
he is very, very well detailed for a metal bin.
Oh, he is, and even the resin one is very well detailed. It just sucked to put together.
Yeah.
Some warrior priests.
Yep.
I personally think these would fit great in an Age of Sigmar army, and heck, even a 40k army. In a lot of ways, in a lot of ways. I like Friar Tuck you up over here.
I'm gonna read you your rights and then bash your face in.
Yeah. Have you heard the good news? I believe these are warrior priests of Ulrich.
Interesting.
Ulrich is the wolf god who was the god of man before Sigmar became the new god of man. And there are still some people who are like, well, actually, Ulrich was the real god, and you're just.
So this is like the old school, like keeping the old ways kind of.
Yes, yeah. This is your grandfather who likes the King James Bible and only the King James Bible.
Okay.
And engineers on foot.
Yep.
Which I like.
They're interesting.
I like the facial hair. Sorry, I just love the facial hair. I love the small child.
He looks concerned.
Well, wouldn't you be?
Yes.
He's got a bird on his shoulder. He's got a telescope. And then you've also got some more returning knight kits. This is interesting. I'm not sure if like this is going to be one set or they're individuals, because it's Knights of the Blazing Sun, Knights Panther, and Grandmaster of the White Wolves. So basically, these are like special nightly chapters in the Empire.
Gotcha. If I had to guess, they'd probably be separate.
Right. And then you've got, these are, oh geez, I forget what these are. Oh, Tutagen Guard.
Okay.
They're more Wolf Knight guys.
Oh, the right one. He's certainly tootin'.
Yeah. And then an Imperial Ogre.
The
It just looks okay. This one I don't like. I'm sorry. It's too far.
It is too far. They took a halfling model and scaled him up 700%.
I love the small cannon.
Yeah, I mean it is a ship's cannon strapped to a piece of wood, which is great. But himself,
well, it's just his face, and I know it's not meant to, but it looks like that jaw is like
like a puppet.
Looks like Jib Jab.
Oh yeah, oh god,
that's a reference.
I haven't thought about that.
Okay, this is the only model so far we've looked at that I don't like.
Yeah, and again, I am not a human fan, and I agree. This is the first model I've seen that I don't like. Imperial Ogre.
And it says there's a selection of them, so some will have great weapons, and they just showed off the one that has a cannon.
Of course.
So it says these will arrive in several waves of releases, and it says that we'll get some new characters and miniatures as well as along another substantial made-to-order release, winging its way in from the earlier days of Warhammer Fantasy Battle. So maybe expect to see some other Griffins or possibly the Imperial Dragon. That's what I'm hoping for, because that was an amazing model I missed.
So they showed off only the old models? They didn't show off any new models that are coming? That's weird.
Wait your turn.
That's so strange.
So yeah, even as somebody who doesn't play Old World, I like this release.
Yeah. Can we get off that guy, though?
No. All right, now on to the other game that I don't play and yet will probably buy something from this release from.
Right? Isn't that strange?
Roll with that. We've got some more Horus Heresy plastics.
And I love how they know who the best one is. They say it in the title. In the video, the Arvis Lighter. In the video, they showed all of them, and then the first thing they said was, the Arvis Lighter is back!
So the Arvis Lighter is the perfect little transport that could. There was a small version for Adeptus Flyroundicus. Legions Imperialis. Then there was a big version released in resin, and it was ludicrously expensive. It was like $130.
Yeah.
And that was just too much. But this, now we have it in plastic.
In plastic. Ridiculously highly detailed. The guy hanging off the back with the turret is great.
Yes.
I love it.
I want one of these. It's just going to be a Necromunda terrain piece or something. I don't care. But I'm definitely getting one of those.
Use it as a Vansar hover vehicle.
There you go.
That'd be cool.
Put wheels on it.
Yeah.
That'd be really funny. Just to put wheels on it. Yeah.
Little, like, wagon wheels.
So I hope the price on this isn't too much. If it's just as much as the other Horus Heresy plastic kits, which I think were like have been $70 to $80.
Yeah, this one I hope is a little bit cheaper because it is going to be smaller than something
hopefully, but I'm not.
Like
I won't bet on that because flyers always have flyer tax.
That's true. And
then on to some tonks. Speaking of tonks,
remember how the last preview just said tanks?
Yes.
Yeah, we found them.
Yes. So you got the Valdar Tank Hunter, which is basically just a casemate TD with a giant gun. It's a neutron laser projector, which sounds like something Jimmy Neutron would invent.
Except it annihilates your foes.
Right. Instead of going comically wrong and turning something into pizza or something like that. I don't know.
Exactly.
And then you've got the Malcador Infernus, which was one of the only Malcadors that didn't make it to the latest plastic release.
Right.
This is clearly a reference to the Churchill Crocodile, which was a World War II tank with a flamethrower on the back.
A flamethrower and the tank hanging off the
Yeah,
back.
picture here. This hung around as a resin kit for longer than the others.
Yeah.
And now it's finally in plastic.
Woo. That flamethrower is enormous.
Yeah, we just say that having a flamethrower tank that doesn't have the flamethrower on a turret seems like a bad idea to me.
You just have to like turn the whole thing. You know the tank controls from like the Resident Evil games?
I mean, there's the reason they're called tank controls.
Yeah, I know. You like just turn, pivot on the spot, and then annihilate whatever you look at.
Tanks having neutral steering is one of their main features. And then we've got some more loadout for the Dorito Dreadnought.
The Dorideo.
Except they pronounced it like Doridio.
Doridio.
So I'm just going to say Dorito.
Yeah.
It's just comically large amount of missiles and guns on it.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. The only thing I don't like about this particular Dreadnought is how static he looks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has absolutely no posability.
Well, that's because his job is to just stand there and shoot you.
Then why not just be on a tank?
Because they can walk. I don't know.
But yeah, tons of new layouts for this thing. Giant las cannons, giant plasma things, giant missiles. Everything's giant.
Yeah. So these are standalone weapon sets. So in addition, this arsenal of weapons and the previous set will become as one thing, so you can pick up one Dorito and have all of them available, which is a nice touch.
That is good. That's better than they could have done.
All right, let's go over to the Mortal Realms for some wahing. Would you like a wah, sir? Well, yes, I would like a wah. So, fresh on the heels of Slaves of Darkness getting announced that it's going to be released.
Yep.
That actually goes up for pre-order tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, keep in mind if you're a Slaves of Darkness player. We got the next book, Auric Warclans.
When they did not split it into 2 books like we thought they were.
No, so no Cruel Boys and Iron Jaws.
But they did say that they are treated as 2 different factions. So we'll see how that works.
So 1 book for the price of 1. Sorry, 2 books for the price of 1.
2 books for the price of 1. Yeah, you confused yourself. First, we do what the sneaky gets.
Yeah, so we get one more. We get another Hobgrot.
The Hobgrot leader.
Yeah, he's a mercenary because they're all mercenaries. You know, more nods to Chaos Dwarves coming out eventually.
Yeah.
This was several Warhammer.
Yeah, that
rumor
particular
engines,
drip.
Which I hate the drip, I must say.
Yeah, it looks awful.
I hate this man's drip. He does not have the skivety riz, as the kids would say.
Oh God, he said it.
Am I doing it right? Am I on fleek?
No, you're. Oh okay. My God, on fleek.
All right.
But yeah, honestly,
maybe this will be the thing that finally makes Hobgrots playable, because they've been bad since they released.
Their only thing is they are 10 wounds for 100 points, and they get in the way.
And people still don't take them.
And people still don't. They take them when they have 100 points left, and for no other reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the Hobgrots. They're my least favorite thing in that faction, and I own it. So I'm not particularly excited about this guy, but meh. Not teach their own.
Yeah. It says that they'll sell their services to Sigmarite settlers, so they'll actually.
Maybe it'll be a Regiment of Renown.
Yeah.
About it. Not a huge fan, but you know you can't please everyone all the time.
And then we finally get some faction terrain.
Yes. I don't know how I feel about this. I like it.
It's a tower with an underbite.
It's a tower with an underbite. The design is great. I love the design on both these. The Iron Jaws one and the Scare Tower is whatever they call it. The Iron Jaws one.
It's the Boss Rock Tower and the Scaregob Totem.
So they are 2 different. They're one. It looks to be one kit. 2 different terrains depending on if you're Iron Jaws or Cruel Boys.
Yeah.
And they do different things depending on which one you are. Obviously, we all know how I feel about faction terrain.
Yeah.
The absolute requirement to buy them, or else you're just nerfing yourself.
Yep.
I think the models look great. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to pick it up. I hate that I'm going to pick it up. But it just bothers me that I have to pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of have to pick it up.
Orc manifestations. Well, not necessarily for the manifestations, because so far, almost no faction manifestations have been anywhere near as good as the generic ones.
That's true. So these are not necessarily required.
But these could be, because these are the first ones coming out since.
Ooh, good point.
So, we get a foot.
We get a foot, and we get a footprint.
Remember when we joked about how we wanted an Underworlds team that was just a giant's foot?
Yeah, like not even that long ago.
Closest thing we've got.
So these kits are gorgeous. Like all of these look really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it a little weird that there's the swamp, but then they're for Iron Jaws as well. That's a little strange to me.
Yeah, but it's the marsh forming spit knocked out of Gorkamorka's gob when he. So,
oh, okay. Well, that explained all of it.
I just like that we have the swamp of eternal stench.
Yep. Smell bad.
Yep.
There's even something like a grot drowning in it, I think.
Yeah.
Nice. And then the head totem thing.
The Gorkrora.
Yep. And then the foot. Again, these look great. We have no idea what to do.
No.
And again, I'm probably going to buy it because they look cool.
And speaking of things and ways to buy it, the Iron Jaws Big Mob, which is their new spearhead, because we already have a spearhead for Cruel Boys, and now here's the one for Iron Jaws. You get 5 Brutes, 10 Ardboys, 3 Weird Boot Rekkas, and a Megaboss.
Yep, this is very similar to the army box that came out last edition, which is fine because these are all new models and they look great.
And hey, the rules will be free online.
True.
All right, sticking around in things that are green.
Green and AOSE.
Yeah, we got more gets.
Yeah, we knew the first 2 battle tomes of next year were going to be not Iron Jaws, but Orcs and Gits.
Yeah, so this is like basically a new sub-faction of Gits.
Yes.
Like they're kind of splitting up Gits because Gloomspite Gits are like the Bad Moon.
Yes.
And now there's these guys who are more like they still don't love the sun because it bullies their moon.
Yeah.
So, but they're like, oh, there's a bully. I want to be a bully.
Yeah. They use the light of Hish.
Yes.
To their advantage. So they're like they've apparently, from what they were talking about in the video, they use their armor to absorb the light and become more strong, and then like you can use it for stuff.
So all armor painted in Vanta black.
Yeah, exactly.
But mostly it's come out in this new army set. So it is still Gloomspite Gets. It's not like it's actually a new army.
Yeah.
It's just a new section of the army, kind of like the Lumineth.
Squigs,
Yeah.
Trogs, Moon Clan, and then these guys, which are the Git Mobs.
So this is the Git Mob army set.
R.I.P. Spiders.
So you have Drogs de Sunchampa. I hate these names so much.
But that model is sick.
So first off, yeah, we have the next Golden Demon bait model.
There's a few of those today.
There's a few of those, but man, this one might be it for Age of Sigmar. It's an angry sun goblin on a wolf.
Yeah, that model's awesome. May or may not steal some of these wolves for Space Wolves.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, if they fit. So it's actually what it is. It's Jagged Snarl, the wolf, has actually lived as long as these guys have been around.
Mm-hmm.
He just keeps picking new goblins to be the prophet.
Yeah. And he's like, this is my new guy.
I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, more views of that. Yeah, this is great. I love the wolf. I don't like goblins, but it looks like there's alternate head options. One of them, Jabba the Hutt looking.
Yeah, he definitely has some gut to him. Which is not a terrible thing. Every Git can't be like
No, it's
thin as a twig.
Callback to Grom the Punch, the one fat goblin, because he ate a troll, and it kept regenerating inside him.
Oh, that's really funny. I didn't
Yes.
know that.
He had to ride a chariot.
Nice.
So then we've got the giant Snarl Fangs. So more Goblin Wolf Riders. Again, absolutely amazing models.
Yep. And these are a 3-man squad
Yes.
instead of a 5 like the other Wolf Riders. No, that one's the Warcry band. The
Yeah.
Rippa Snarl Fangs or whatever.
Well, Rippa Snarl Fangs was the Underworld's rule run.
Dang it. I was so close.
That's what these are kind of a reference to, except these are even bigger.
Yeah. It's two guys per wolf because they have to be big enough to ride.
Yep. And then you have the Speed Wah, but for goblins in Age of Sigmar.
Woohoo!
What was it? Sunstila Wheels? Sunstila Wheelas. You shouldn't be able to have two Us in there.
Stila Wheela.
Sunstila Wheelas. They're chariots.
Yep.
Wolf
They're-
chariots.
I am interested to see how they work.
Oh.
Chariots are not great.
So this box also contains
Yep.
the book, which I'm guessing means this comes out after the Orc one.
Probably. I mean, they could come out together, I guess, but
Yeah.
I doubt it. Yeah, probably after.
Also, we mentioned that they were done with special editions, but hey, look, you have another special edition that comes in the book.
That's true. I guess they're doing it for the army sets because the army set, which again we'll see later, but I guess
Yeah.
that's for 40K. That the army set still has a different cover, which is probably where they put
Yeah. Huh.
their funds.
And then, of course, friend of the show, Sean will be very happy when we have the return of the Doom Diver Catapult.
It is all he has wanted. He was so upset when it got Legends, and now it's back, and it looks really good. I love. So what they said about it was it has 4 shots, and it's Rend 3 damage, but you can re-roll a dice to hit, and everyone that you re-roll reduces its Rend. So you can make it more accurate, but reduce its Rend.
Huh.
That's really interesting.
That's still a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage, up to 12 damage, and I don't know whatever else it's gonna get benefits from. But I like the thought of the guy is like directing himself to make it more accurate.
Yep.
But yeah, this model looks great.
It's interesting how they do that rule.
Yeah. Oh, and I like that they have the one being fired and the one that's being like pulled back into the saddle.
It's also what I love is that like it said their helmets absorb the light as they're flying, so that's why they explode on impact.
Yeah. Because they're so high up there.
And then Snarl Bosses, which is kind of like your King Chariot.
Yeah, the character chariot.
Yeah. Bonus points for this guy right here.
Yep. And that is certainly a mace, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Bonk. 2 different options you can build from that. Shamans, basically, so more
More
spell
spell
casting.
casting.
Yep.
And it said that guy is so high up because he wants to be as close to the sun as possible.
Yes. And of course the book itself.
Yep.
And this is the biggest release for Gits they've gotten since their release, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Like this is basically this by itself could be like an entire army.
Yeah.
Like I could see them doing that. I think right here this is more models in War Scrolls than Fire Slayers have, or at least it's close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
But yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot of stuff. It's an already pretty deep army.
I'm not a Gits player, so I'm not gonna get any of this.
Yeah,
But
but it's cool.
yeah. Let's swing back to the 41st millennium for some other pointy-eared Gits. These ones, the elves that everyone loves to hate. I don't know, some of the oldest models currently available in Warhammer are getting redone.
Yep. Still, this is like what 6 not Forge World resin kits being redone in plastic.
Yeah.
So this is very exciting.
Yeah. So new Phoenix Lords
For people who like Eldar, which is not me.
Yes. So we've already had Fuegan back. Fuegan of the infamous Fuegan Orange.
Oh yeah, Fuegan Orange.
We get new Fire Dragons.
Yep. New that sniper though.
Yes. Woo. Bleem. I like this right here where it's got the double.
Oh yeah, the double canister.
So new Fire Dragons, which we haven't gotten for a while. Fire Dragons are basically melt-up guns.
Yep.
Kind of.
They basically all of these are like a particular type of weapon and a whole squad.
And focused, yeah. Right, because that's how Eldari rock. They
Yeah.
focus in.
So an entire squad of Meltas is in fact terrifying.
Yeah, as long as they can get there. They can all not wear helmets if you want. And the Dragons with Flamer, so you can also have a Flamer.
As long as it's a Melta Flamer.
That's the Exarch with the Fire Pike.
Nice.
Or it can have an axe and pistol. But we also get Azerman. So this is Azerman.
Yeah, this is like the Phoenix Lord.
Yes. Leader of the Dire Avengers.
Yep.
Again, fantastic looking model. I love the weird power sword bayonet.
Yeah, he has like
Not a bayonet, sorry, the wrist shuriken
yeah,
cannons.
he has wrist shuriken pistols plus a giant power sword. The only thing I'm not so sure about is like the little mouth slit.
Yeah,
that's a little strange.
the mouth bit is odd. It gives him a very Egyptian vibe,
It does, that's true.
which I thought was a Thousand Suns thing.
Yes, it is. But yeah, great model. They keep talking about the molded banners, and I don't like molded banners, but
Yeah, it is. The banners are very Dire Avengers. It's kind of very much a callback to samurai banners.
yeah,
Where they have those banners on their back. I forget what they're called in Japanese. Sorry.
I don't know.
But that's a callback to those. And then my personal favorite.
Ooh, really?
Yes,
The swooping hawk.
So this is Baharoth of Baharoth Blue fame.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my favorite so far. I love this model. First off, I like Swooping Hawks a lot.
Yeah.
Like they're my favorite aspect warrior. And I love the way they painted like the blue and the yellow.
Yeah, it looks really good.
The feathers, especially on his head. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and the beak mask. That's my favorite helmet so far, is the beak helmet.
Yeah. This guy is sweet. He's not my favorite, but he's probably my second favorite.
He is my personal favorite. I really like it. I might get just this model to paint.
Yeah.
Again, I could see this being Golden Demon bait.
Yeah, like I said, there's a bunch of those today.
Yeah, even though God help you for that connection point right there.
It'll be fine, probably.
Will it? But Swooping Hawks would not be nearly as exciting if they weren't also getting plastic versions of themselves.
Yeah, if you
'Cause
had to
they've
buy the
been
old resin ones.
resin for a hot minute. But you've got some wonderful new Swooping Hawks here. None of them quite as impressive as their leader. I mean, that is just...
That's just raw.
Yeah.
That's straight up raw.
Like, they're not even pretending that's anything except raw. Like, that's just a hieroglyph. Yeah, they went very Egyptian on this one, which they always kind of were, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Either
yeah.
way, though, I still really love them, Swooping Hawks.
Me too. And everybody has to have their tactical piece of rubble.
Apparently, the reason they all have helmetless options is so that, I guess, Yannari don't wear helmets,
Oh, really?
or something like that. I'm not quite sure.
So that you can have them mixed Yannari.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then we get a new Phoenix Lord.
This one's my favorite.
So, yeah. So, Spider-Man. This is Lycus.
Yep. We're gonna go with Lycus.
Lycus, I hardly know.
Known as the Whispering Web.
Yeah, it's it's very Spider-Man. I'm sorry, like it's very Spider-Man in the pose and the coloring.
Yep. Pose and the coloring and the definitely a web underneath.
And of
him
course, he is the Phoenix Lord of the Warp Spiders, and
Yep.
the Warp Spiders are the ones who teleport in and kill you.
Yeah. Apparently, their whole thing is they have flamers.
Yes.
And flamers are very good when you teleport and use them.
Yes, they are. So yeah, but he's
They very temporarily go through the warp and pop out, and they did say that it is not without its risks.
yeah. If you want to teleport for free, you got to be play Tempestuous Aquilons.
Yeah, fair.
Or one of a million other things that can do it for free. But you know what? Then again, Eldar being the way they have been this edition, I think we can afford to pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Either way, though, fantastic model. Although I would dread painting the web part itself.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a sub-assembly paint job.
Yeah, not even that. Just like the actual painting of all that web energy is
Yeah, but it's gorgeous.
Yes, it is a gorgeous model.
And we are getting new warp spiders.
Yeah, Warp Spiders. I actually like these better than I like him.
Really?
Strangely.
That is strange.
Well, some of them. I like this, like Dr. Octagon post up here.
Yeah.
And I do like these. Just because, they can teleport in and stab you to death, or they can teleport in and just light you on fire.
Exactly.
So, oh, by the way, it says, this is a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She plunges herself. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they're elves. You can hardly tell.
Sure, I mean, fully armored out. Just so many new sculpts that have been needed for...
This is a wonderful photo.
Probably literal decades.
Literally decades. This really exemplifies, to me, what I like about Eldar, which is all the weird, wacky, bright colored stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I like the... What's the word I'm looking for? The, like, different sections being very specialized.
Yes.
Is very cool. I'm not a huge fan of the, like... the very, very tall helmets. Or
I don't
like
Guardians because of their helmets.
See, but if they all have helmetless options,
I don't mind that. But then they all do their hair up in the top knots to make them look like cone heads anyway.
Fair enough. Probably what they do before they put their helmets on,
so that all fits. Yeah. Right. And of course, this means we get
the new Eldari book.
Yeah. So 8 detachments, which is a lot of detachments.
That's a lot of detachments. I think the only one that matches that is Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah, and probably for similar reasons. So now this is also folding in Harlequins nowadays.
Yes, the craft worlds.
And of course, Uneid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Death Cult.
Yep.
Are also full, and they're also kind of basically an army of themselves.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be one of the sub factions that's like
they can take some Drukhari and some other things like that. Either way, this is coming out. None of this has previews on Win, by the way.
No. It's just, again, we knew that these guys and then the next guys we're going to talk about are going to be the first 2 books next year.
Yeah, now the next guys were actually announced before these in the preview, so I wonder if that means they're coming next. I believe they are.
That would be my guess. That's what they said in the previous preview as well.
Yep. And last but certainly not least, especially if you're me.
Honestly, or me.
Hi, Joe Wallets. It's the Death Corps of Krieg.
Yeah.
The Death Corps of Krieg.
You know how...
Of Krieg.
What... 2018 was when the Kill Team box came out?
2021.
2021?
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought it was the edition before that, wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
No. That was the opening box of last edition.
Oh no, you're right. I thought it was the opening box from like the reintroduction of.
No, that was Admech versus Genestealer kit.
Oh,
it
gross.
was the very first Warhammer thing I ever bought. And the very first models I ever assembled. That was a mistake.
That was.
I still have those models because no one will buy them. Anyway.
So they redid one kit in 2021, and then they did the rest here.
Because you know why? Because that kit sold like hotcakes.
Oh, it did.
Because it's been 4 years now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had some of this coming down the pipe, but yeah. So the Death Corps of Krieg, their shtick is they come from a planet that had a nuclear civil war. The Imperium eventually won, but all the people on it are like, oh man, we got to make up for that. So they have what is called the Cult of Sacrifice, where every single Krieg person from their planet joins the army. And unlike Cadia, which is Cadia's, Cadia stands, we will fight till our deaths.
Yeah.
Krieg believes you have not absolved yourself until you have died in combat.
Yep. You need to die or you're not done.
Yeah. You need to die for the sins of your ancestors. It's also hinted that they may all be clones, or they may utilize cloning technology. Sometimes it's said that some of them are like 16-year-old kids just throwing their armor because that's how they roll. Yeah, the Grimdark of the Grimdark are the Krieg.
Yeah.
We're seeing the return of some things that kind of actually have been around even in resin for a bit after this latest box, but a lot of classic Krieg kits. The army box gets a brand new Lord Marshal. I don't know who decided that Lord Marshal needs to be on horses, because now we've got 2 lords on horses.
That's true.
At least it's more fitting for Krieg, because horses were always kind of their thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, air quotes, horses.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
That's a questionable description.
So we get him. Who's this guy?
There he is.
Horses in Krieg are not, I mean, they probably used to be horses, but they're really not horses anymore. As you can tell, they have like multi-toed hooves. Which doesn't make sense because that's not how horses work. But anyway, these aren't horses. These are genetically modified weird things.
They were created to be war mounts.
Yes. They were probably once horses upon a time because, Death Corps of Krieg are, of course, a reference to World War I combat.
Yeah.
It's trenches and doomed cavalry charges. Getting torn apart by machine gun fire.
Yep.
And artillery. So that's kind of their thing. I like that he just has like a basic las pistol.
Just a las pistol. I think there's an alternate with a power sword that they showed off.
Yes, I believe on the cover or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Alternate with a power sword. The art on the book here is a very, very classic piece of Death Corps art.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yep. I wonder if they'll give us a closer look at that.
Oh, don't worry. He has a second pistol.
Well, I think this is his power sword one.
Oh, okay. His pistol in the right hand.
Yeah, see, this is his. It's not even just a power sword. It's a power cavalry saver.
Yeah,
which I really like.
Yeah.
And the cuirassier he's basically wearing a French cuirassier outfit, which is like the kind of the people who would have charged on horses in World War I and then all died. See, down to the helmet.
I like that there's the sword pointing out, or the pistol in the right hand, or the pistol pointing out and the hand on the sword in the hilt.
Yes.
That looks really cool.
Yes, I like that a lot. And that horse is huge.
Yes, 100%.
Horse, again, air quotes horse. I love that the horse also has a gas mask.
Yeah, you got to protect him.
So yeah, Lord Marshal. Speaking of which, and horses and gas masks, this comes with a full squad of 10 riders.
Jeez.
Which, yeah, oh god, this makes these horses things look so weird.
They're like really gaunt.
Yeah,
and
like they're yeah.
Their haunch is branded.
They don't have tails. They
Nope.
have
they have little puppy
they have
tails.
tails, but like they don't have hair on their tails because they're completely hairless.
Yeah.
Because they're just
God,
weird cyber horses.
They're so creepy.
Yes, they're wonderfully done. I really like the helmets are very World War One, with the crest on them. I like the poses. This to me, like, I will never. I have not bought Attilan Rough Riders, and now I never will.
Yep, you don't need them.
I would use these as those guys instead. We'll see what the difference in their rules is.
Yeah. Apparently, from what they were saying, the Rough Riders are kind of like a long charge missile, or these are more like hit and run.
Yeah.
We'll see how that actually plays out in the game.
Yep. Either way, absolutely astounding models and a classic redone.
Fantastic.
Much more dynamic than the previous ones.
Oh yeah.
Even though we do have one doing big steppy.
Ooh, we like the big steppy.
And then my personal favorite that I'm happy to see is the combat engineers.
Yeah.
I actually have a resin squad of these.
Oh wow.
Because they're classics. Basically, the combat engineers in their older edition, they were all just wearing these. They're a reference to in World War I is the first time people started experimenting with the idea of body armor.
Oh really?
But body armor in World War I was like literally like steel cuirassier plates that they would like people tried wearing them around to see if it would,
their shoulders.
to see if it would help.
Yeah.
Like people would actually wear like knightly looking armor except done up like this, and that's what the engineers are visually referenced to. And then they all have combat shotguns.
Yeah.
They've diversified a little bit. It looks like you can build them as one of two options.
Sure.
Either a ranged option, like he's got a freaking pump action shotgun over here.
Yeah, Mr. Revolver shotgun.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
You've got a flamer. I don't know if that's a revolver shotgun. I'm guessing it is.
Yeah.
Pistol. I love the screw tread.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Screw tread remote mine.
That's cool.
So that just winds its way towards you and detonates. There was one of these guys, except without the armor, in the kill team kit. One guy who was good at punching people in the face.
Yep.
And it looks like, I'm guessing you can build this either as a pistol and punch you in the face version.
Yeah.
Or a slightly longer range version with a
Sure.
special weapon in the form of a flamer.
Special weapon shotguns. They're supposed to be more up close than.
This guy's carrying 3 stick grenades.
Don't get shot.
And then, of course, the artillery.
Yes.
So this is, I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird because it feels like we're just doing Krieg versions of things that already exist.
Yeah, basically.
Although the Rough Riders were very much a non-Krieg version of a Krieg thing.
Yeah, the Kriegs did it first.
Now,
for that.
my only problem with these, so you have the artillery team.
Yes.
You can build it as a heavy mortar, a heavy quad launcher, multiple rocket launcher, or a siege cannon.
Yes.
So there's your mortar, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's your siege cannon. That's your rocket launcher, and that's your quad launcher.
Yep.
Currently, the Bombard field gun sucks. It's one of the
Yes.
worst models in Astra Militarum.
It is awful.
Or at least it has been for a while since I played.
Yeah.
Because the way they pointed it is they pointed to all of those options for the indirect fire
Yeah.
bombast, bombard version, which keeps getting nerfed in points because they really don't want indirect fire to be good. Because and I get why. I'm not complaining
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
It's an NP.
It can be an MPE, even though it does kind of, unfortunately, with guard, that's kind of like the whole point.
Yeah. Hopefully, this book will change that.
Maybe they'll find a way. I really hope that this is just 4 different units. They don't do the same mistake.
Yeah.
Because right now, a indirect fire version costs the same as a giant las cannon that hits on 5s when you move.
Yeah.
And like no one's ever going to take that, and then you also don't take the indirect version. So
Because they did do that with one of the battle suits in Tau. Where
Right.
It's like they split all the different weapons into different options and pointed them accordingly.
I hope they do that here.
I agree.
Sandbags protecting absolutely nothing.
Also, they
as
did
feetsies.
they did say that these are on 130 mil base.
These are big.
These are massive.
Yeah, you're not going to get 2 of these in a unit. You're going to build one of
Yeah,
these.
yeah. These are these are 1-man units.
also comes with the a full set of data cards, Death Corps transfers, and Codex Astra Militarum. Here it is.
Yeah.
So you can't really see it in the background, but it's like an entire column of troops marching past while you have the marshal. And
Looks
that's
so
just
good.
what's in the box.
Yeah.
Because we're not done. No, you have the Lord Commissar.
Which is a first.
Mm-hmm.
That they're putting a commissar in a Death Corps mask.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. There are old ones.
No, they said that the commissar specifically.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Because that was
Well, 'cause it
Lord
was-
General, I think.
Yes, it was Lord General. Because the reason why is because they never needed them.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be a thing like commissars just didn't get attached to these units because it was completely and utterly unnecessary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why this is a Lord Commissar.
Maybe.
And then also you have the Apothecary here. Mm-hmm. And the command squad is what the rest of this is.
Yes. So there's the commissar and the command squad.
So that means you will no longer have to use a generic infantry command squad or platoon command squad with your
Good.
Death Corps Krieg.
Good.
Because that's what you always did.
Yeah.
I like the red stripe on the armor.
That is cool. All these again, fantastic.
I'm not going to say the thing I said about this earlier.
No.
You're going to have to cut it.
I mean, I'm just gonna put that in. I'm not gonna say the thing I said about this earlier.
And then we also have suppressing fire heavy support squads. So this is kind of the equivalent of the heavy weapon squad.
Exactly.
The heavy weapon squad, however, is again you only ever take the one option because they're pointed for the indirect fire mortar, which you still bring.
I don't think any of these are gonna have indirect fire, which
No.
is nice.
So they've got the auto cannons, las cannon, and a giant
A huge
screw off flamer.
flamer. They did say the stats on that one that it is an 18-inch range flamer with damage 2.
That might make it usable, man. I like that despite it being a portable flamer, the pipe is still on the guy's back.
Yeah.
Also,
If it's going down, he's going down with it.
question here, we've seen this guy. Are these different
Ooh,
color schemes?
regiment colors.
Yes.
Interesting.
For Krieg, which would be interesting. And here's the they're even on the Astra Militarum cover.
That's pretty good. R.I.P. Cadians.
Yeah. I also love that they said, we know what you're thinking. Yes, 3 of these and 6 field ordnance batteries sounds like a excellent idea. No, it doesn't.
No, it does not.
No, it doesn't.
You're wrong.
Not at currently. Yeah, so get wrecked, Cadia. Your planet fell. It's our turn, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they had their stuff last edition.
Yes.
Like we need some new stuff, right?
Yeah, so obviously, super excited for this. I'm
Yeah.
debating the army box though because a lot of what I like is not in the army box.
Oh yeah. See, I love the riders. I love the classic.
The riders
core
are
troops.
growing on me now that I've looked even closer
Oh.
at them. I will say the riders are growing on me.
They're very cool.
And I really want this marshal. Just the horse alone. I want to paint that. It looks like if you don't know what this is, it's called a Percheron. I'll bring up a picture after this. It's like the largest horse breed.
Oh yeah.
It looks like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just looks so sick.
Yeah.
I am thinking about getting this for either the start of a guard army
Mm-hmm.
or my GSC if I can use them in that.
If you can use them on that, there's something wrong. You should not be able to use Krieg in GSC.
I can currently use the one Krieg,
That's true. I guess
so I don't know if I can use all of it.
I guess they can get infected like anybody else.
Yeah.
Only if you put tentacles on the horse.
Oh, that'd be great.
A third arm.
Make them even
sticking out of the horse.
make them even more terrifying.
Third arm with a gun. Those who's could hold guns.
You said what?
I heard you was talking crap. Yeah, we'll leave it on this guy. So yeah, overall, okay, this preview. Holy crap.
Amazing.
Where was this last time?
Right. Both Nova and what was the other one? The other previous one, Adepticon.
Yeah.
Both trash compared to this one.
Adepticon had some good content. Just being in the preview itself sucked.
Yeah.
As someone who sat through that.
Well, no, I didn't sit through it, and I still thought it was trash.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You're lucky you weren't in that room.
Yeah.
But man, first off, the stream was not bad.
No,
it seems
the
like, well, to their credit, they've learned. They tried something new, and it didn't pan out. So now they're going back to some previous stuff. They didn't talk about, hey, did you hear about his pistol? His pistol.
This is the best pistol on the face of
Yeah.
the planet, and it's possessed by a demon.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. It tastes like radiation.
Don't take your mask off.
Yeah. Nay. Switch the head and the horse and the guy.
Oh my god. So yeah, Gits. Not a huge fan of Gits, but those models are great.
Yep.
The new endless spells and stuff for orcs also cool.
Yep.
Even the old world was awesome.
Yeah, it's weird that, and then this might just this is probably me being biased because that's an old world faction I have more attachment to than the previous ones. But I liked a lot of those releases as well. Arvis Slider is the Arvis Slider.
Arvis Slider's great. And if you want those other tanks, they're there too. But Arvis Lighter's there.
I mean, they're cool. You know, the Malcador Infernus
Is classic.
is a classic.
And both these 40k reveals are long-awaited old resin kits that needed updated, and they're doing it
With dedicated fan bases.
Yeah, they're great.
And yeah, I am a big fan of all of this.
This is 2 huge refreshes in a row for 40k. That's great.
Yeah.
And technically, Blood Angel's got one too.
Maybe they can fix the game too. And
Until then,
until they fix the game, no, we'll be back before that.
Yeah.
So we'll actually talk to you relatively soon with the next Sunday preview rundown. And until that time,
bye bye.